Hey, aloha and good morning. It's Brian, and I want to talk to you today about one of my favorite topics that brings a lot of joy to my life, and one that I understand brings a lot of pain, a lot of confusion, and joy to a lot of people's lives, and that is the idea of conscious parenting. Okay, so we've stepped into this place in our lives where we're more aware than we've ever been. We understand that there's a lot that we don't know, that there's infinite possibility for awakening. And then we've got these precious children who are in our field, in our lives, and we want to assist them. And how do we communicate with them? How do we treat them in such a way that we don't squash their spirit and squash their light the way so many of us had it squashed out of us when we were children? And I want to offer a quote that I'm going to paraphrase a little bit from Khalil Gibran in the book The Prophet. And he basically says, what audacity do we have to actually think that we can teach our children anything? Now, this is going to ruffle some feathers, but you're here on the video watching me, so you must be ready for some feather ruffling, okay? And frankly, be honest with yourself about how joyful and how happy you've been in your parenting so far, and how confident and clear you feel about the fact that you're blessing and benefiting your children right now to the max anyway, okay? This idea, our society, for hundreds of years, has been very intent on brainwashing and squashing children to fit into a box, okay? Now, there are political reasons, there are industrial reasons, there are profit-driven reasons, there's ideas of control, different people in different establishment structures and institutions who really want children to be limited and squashed down to the point that they become cogs in the machine, docile, unconscious, unthinking, TV watching consumers. Now, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm sharing with you. Look, open your eyes and look around and just see if you see it the way I see it, okay? And what I find with my own children, and as I look back at my own childhood, I identified so many areas where I was squashed that I committed to not do that with my children. And every day I recommit to love my children more intelligently, more consciously, more spiritually aware than I did yesterday. And to be frank, it's a part of what inspired me to create this video today, in addition to the fact that a lot of people ask questions about it. So consider this, all right? Let's open up a little bit. I found that one of the reasons that so many people told me that they were just thrilled to watch me as a parent, they were blessed and benefited to watch me as a parent, I realized it's because I remember what it's like to be a kid. And I treat my children the way I wanted to be treated when I was a kid. And I find that most parents, most adults, have had the kid beaten out of them so much that they don't even have a clue of what they felt like when they were a kid. So step number one, remember what it was like to be a child. Remember how you wanted to play. Remember how you felt when you touched something and someone yelled at you, like, I didn't even know that I wasn't supposed to touch this. And when people told us, well, I've told you 1,000 times, well, I don't want to hear that. Could you tell me this time? Because I'd like to hear it from a position of love. That alone will give you a kind of a reframe to start from. But let's look at what a child is. A perfect, infinite, eternal, complete, stunning, brilliant, electrical being that has come into this world for the purpose of having an experience. Not to measure up to you as if you or I were the authority that had the standards by which a child should be measured, okay? They came in to have an experience. They come in to play and to run and to yell and to experiment. Run, play, yell, experiment. And to interact with other children, which is one of the most powerful ways they learn. Watch any mammalian, any mammal species, and you're going to see that playing together and interacting together is one of the most crucial things. And what does the U.S. and pretty much the worldwide, especially the Western and the U.S. educational system do? It tells them to come inside, sit down, be quiet, and no collaborating, no looking at each other's work. It is literally designed to denature the child. Now, if you have your children in the school system, you might want to contemplate that. I wouldn't, for $1 billion, have my children in the governmental school system. There's just no chance of it, okay? That's my choice. You got to make yours. But if yours are, this makes your time with them even more important. Encourage them to play. Encourage them to laugh. Let them be loud. Encourage it. Be loud with them. Get down and experiment with them. Collaborate with them and come up with creative games. Be involved in play. Thank you. Be involved in play with these precious little beings, okay? And now I bring back Khalil Gibran's quote from the prophet. Who are we to have the audacity to think that we have the right or the knowledge or the position to be able to teach these children anything? Are you the authority on joy? Is your life a perfect miracle of expanding joy every single moment? If it's not, then who are you? Who am I to have the audacity to think that we're going to actually teach these children anything? The reality is that this is a universe of infinite energy and light. Everything that comes into it, everything that moves through it is a part of the field of energy, information, and light, which means that we are. But my friend, they came in later than we did. They're the most evolved light there is. I believe our children come into the world not as our children, but as the children who come into the world as the next wave of beings to teach us, the next wave of evolution, the next wave of awareness, the next wave of expansion and awareness and consciousness. And what if we would shut the hell up and listen a little bit? What if we would observe and learn? What if we would realize they came in happy? We came in happy and we got it beaten out of us. What if we would watch them be happy and learn from them? And stop having the audacity to think that we're the authorities that are actually going to teach them how to live. How'd that work for us? I know it's challenging, if you look at it as challenging. It can be very liberating and very enlightening and bring a lot of joy into your life if you're willing to think about it. So I offer this as parenting thought for today. Love you with all my heart. Thanks for contemplating this with me. Namaste.